Hi everyone and welcome along to Sonic Academy. This is a very special walkthrough of our brand new Ultimate Effects pack. I'm joined in the studio today with none other than Phil the Johnson.
What up?
Word up. Phil, we have been working very hard on this pack for months on end. Tell us a bit about it.
Well, it was to sort of complete the trilogy. We have the sort of Anna, which is the synth, and then we had the drums, which were, fulfilling the sort of the backline of your productions, and then the only real missing piece was the effects.
The effects.
Well, the next missing piece of the puzzle is the effects. There may be other stuff coming.
There may be other stuff. I shall sing. So effects, we spent a good few months pulling these samples together, over 300 unique effects.
Yes. Every track that you in EDM of some description has effects in it, spot effects, risers, all that sort of stuff. And there wasn't really, there's a few packs out there that sort of have some stuff bundled together, but we wanted to sort of create the whole shabam in one big pack. One of the main key elements to this is full construction kits. So we've got 11 of these full construction kits, and the idea behind these was to sort of create an entire breakdown, or an entire build-up, so that you just basically plunk it into your tune and you've got a build-up. You maybe have to add your synths and do a bit of sweeping up yourself, but ultimately you've got all the elements there. So whether it's just for plunking in to get an idea going, you know, if you're stuck on a track and just want to get to the next stage, throw one of these construction kits in. They come as a full master. Yeah. So you can, I'll let you hear some after we describe them. So they come as a full master, and then they come as the
individual risers, drums, and effects. Yeah.
So you can throw one in if you like that. Then you could actually throw them in as individuals and sort of have a bit more control.
I think anybody watching this, if you have been through my rather awesome Complextra course, as a teaser, we used one of the construction builds in that, and it was literally, I dragged a sample, dropped it, and hey presto, there was a massive build up there.
Yep. So I'll play just quickly through these, and then we'll show you what the construction kits are first, and then we'll go into start building stuff with the rest of this thing. So we've got our masters, and the masters in each folder are the full shabami. So you can hear there, we've got sort of the drums in, there's a riser in the background, and these are all different, so they've all got sort of varying levels of stuff.
Yeah, so there's different styles of risers. And I think one of the really useful things with these is mix and match.
Yeah.
So you can take a riser from Construction Kit 11 and use it with a snare roll.
Yeah, so all the bits are broke down there, so you can just have the riser on its own, you have the drone on its own. Big sub drops. So you got all the bits. Go through some more of these. Have these been mastered?
They have been mastered through Universal Audio,
but they're not like super compressed like you would have in a final master. They're just
they're.
I think we put them through like a tape simulator and some other stuff just to warm them up, give them a bit of.
No, they're not super mastered, so you still have lots of headroom to go in and squeeze the life clean out of them. There again, Philip, if you like all the sort of the drums and stuff, but you don't like that sort of LFO-y squeak, you can go in and add everything and remove it,
So yeah, some people might consider this cheating. What would you?
A helping hand.
A helping hand. I would agree. I think that's a good way to describe it. And
It's sometimes, Phil, you're you want to try and get to the main section. You, particularly at that moment, don't want to work in the breakdown. So you can fire one of these in, gives you a sense of the build-up and gives you a sense of where the track wants to go. So you can have the big build-up and you go, yeah, this is where we need to slam in. And you can feel your track. Is it slamming in hard enough or not? Or does the bass line need to be dirtied up? Or
I can get really dragged down with the build-up. Because there's so much automation, I think, as well, because it starts to then restrict you with channels. You know, if you're automating synths and stuff, then the automation's on the track, and if you want to mix it after, you have to do different automation modes and stuff. So it can be a good way to just bypass all that. You can be working on your sort of build-up section and your main section and just throw that in the middle, see what the transition's going to be, throw a synth in. So
yeah, no, I think it's a really handy, quick way of working.
Play a couple more of these, and these were sort of inspired by various tracks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'd looked at sort of all the big build-ups that were happening.
Same with Ultimate Drums, where we sort of looked at the top dance tracks and sort of tried to replicate similar sounding drums.
Yeah,
it's the same idea.
Yeah, so they're very current. I mean, that's the real big snare that sort of a lot of big tracks are using at the moment.
Oh, nice big.
Yeah. It's a really nice sound, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I spent 4 or 5 days on that, getting the right sort of Simmons drum and stuff working.
Yeah. And again, you can add on top of that all the different effects from the actual rest of the pack, sweeps and fills and all sorts of crazy stuff.
You can play through the riser there.
So was it this one? Was it? Actually, got a separate riser.
Yeah, and that can be used in your tracks as well. You know, nice stereo effect going on there.
Heard this one a few times.
I think that's the one from Complextro. That's pretty.
Yeah, that is the Complextro one. Heavy.
Yeah.
There we go. There's all the construction kits. I guess it's pretty simple to understand what they're for. Just to save you an awful lot of time. And then so we did those. Well, Chris did the construction kits and quite a majority of this pack. And
that's why it's so awesome.
That's the main reason. I did 4 sounds.
Yes. Only yesterday.
So we'll go through the rest. What we'll do now is we'll build a track.
Yeah, because I was
messing about with some sort of demos for the SoundCloud, and I just wanted to see if, without any other sample packs, could you sort of use what's in here to build a track. So we'll give that a go again. Obviously we've got some beats and stuff in the actual construction kits. Okay. So we've got kick drums and snares and stuff, so we can sort of start there and make some beats. Let's see, we'll need one with a kick at the start. There's a snare, we'll take that. Another snare. Oh,
it's a nice snare, isn't it?
Looking for one with a kick at the start. Sort of a kick.
It wouldn't be 100% that they would have a nice big heavy kick.
No, well, just something to sort of get us going.
Yeah.
There's another sort of kind of kick.
And also with the construction kits, I've seen some posts in the forum, how to make your build-ups bigger and stuff. So you can actually sort of sonically hear what goes into a build-up, you can...
Yeah,
the construction.
I mean, they're mixed down pretty close to commercial track. That was what you were aiming for. So
I mean, I think one thing that probably I've been known for in my productions is stupid big build-ups, from El Nino to Every Day, and yeah, I mean it's something that I love doing build-ups. I'm pretty passionate about it, but it is very hard to get right, isn't it? It can be a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of tweaking and
Yeah.
sort of getting those automation ramps in the right trajectory, and
because I saw somebody posting about doing more bass in the drops, and it's totally the opposite. The main body of your track, when the main running section has to be your peak, your big, so your build up has to sound big but slightly squeezed compared to the main running section, just controlling the low frequencies and slightly thinner, and that's why you do sweep ups as well. It gives the listener a sense of
and high passing towards the end and stuff. And would you? There was a question on the forums about would you change the volume of your kick and sort of rhythm section between your verses and your
chorus? No, not verse and chorus. It's not a dance music. You need to keep that. I would change the velocity of kicks and snares on breakdowns. I'd always try and reduce the breakdown a few dB. Even the build up, I would.
Yeah, it was someone suggested that it was. I didn't think it was something you would want to do. That you would maybe raise it a couple of dB going.
Absolutely not.
Because you would when you're in your verse section, you want it as powerful as possible. So you want to be hitting the limiter.
Yeah.
So if you were to make that any louder, it would just start.
No, I mean I can understand from a traditional sort of rock sensibility, they would have maybe made the verse a little smaller and the chorus much bigger. But in a club, you can't lose that energy, that low frequency energy, for a minute or two while you do a verse.
Yeah. So we've got some basic drums in, and then I'll just go through some other elements and show you what we've got. Let's start with, see if there's any loops we can just sort of throw in. There's nice. Now we're not going to be making a main room house track. This is just really a showcase for all the samples. So we'll just be messing about and sort of really going through the samples.
Take a section of that?
Yeah.
That's nice.
That in here?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, sorry.
The other thing you can actually do, if you want to just use these in a different way, is we can just throw them into a sampler.
Mm-hmm.
So I could just grab that. We could actually use it as a.
Yeah, I was going to suggest if you're using Logic, what can be interesting is to open up an EXS24, import all the hits, map them across the keyboard, and I do that when I get a sample pack. I tend to build kits straight away.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll get this piece sort of bass thing in here, and we'll do that. Maybe a bit dissonant, is it? Try some other sounds in there. Let me see. I think some of the drops have got sort of bassy elements. See what just a standard sub drop sounds like. It's all really about creative uses of these as well. Don't feel restricted to just sort of throwing them in as they are.
Absolutely.
Manipulate them, use them in interesting ways.
I mean, because I think. Oh yes, I'm loving it.
And let's quite nice. Let's throw it into drum racks, see if we can use that in part of our beat. make funky things. What am I looking for? Pen tool. I have no idea what that rhythm is.
And then play it by your release and your TA. Eleven make a nice kick, would it? Sorry, 12.
Noise on the top of it, maybe. So where would you use drops in a track?
At the drop.
And that's just coming out of a verse?
Not necessarily. I mean, introducing... There's always a big section prior to your bass line coming in, sort of 1 minute into the track. I would have little flourishes, you know, if something musically is going to happen and change, you know, after 8 bars. I do trance, so most things are after 16 bars.
Yeah.
So yeah, and give a sense of tension, give a sense of urgency that something's about to happen, you know, with these, the more the intense the sound effects become. Yeah, and especially then coming out of your drop.
It's a bit heavier there. It's a good one for the start of a breakdown when you maybe have some pads. So sort of standard. Let's see what hits we got. Nice glitchy stuff. Let's use that in our drums.
Nice.
There's a hat there. It's pretty random actually, just throwing all these in. What was that one there?
Yeah, but I think, Phil, what's important to show is to manipulate as much as you can, to try and be creative. There's a really interesting beat made out of sound effects, you know. So you're just adding a filter?
Yeah.
That's nice. So maybe then add in some of the long form sort of.
Yeah, so we'll sort of look at some of the bigger. We've got some really nice impacts as well. Impacts are something that I would use a lot, just, you know, in different sections. Would you use an impact sometimes coming out of a break? Or are you just using sweeps? Would you want that big bang?
I tend to use sweeps. Yeah, no, I don't want that's got nothing with low energy. Just, you know, those sort of big.
I used to use a sub. You know, sometimes use a sub drop
coming out on your first. Yeah, see, that's. I would definitely use a sub drop going into a breakdown.
Yeah,
because it almost says, you know, it's almost like a record stop and it's saying,
down, yeah,
we're going to slow down here, guys. You know.
There's nice ones. I would maybe use that, you know,
coming into your main section.
Yeah,
I would use those. That's bizarre because I would use them on the I've been looking for those type of sounds to get into my breakdown.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a definite into the breakdown sound. And of course, all these, you know, we have sort of ups and downs, but every single sound can be easily reversed.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can just go in and hit reverse on Ableton. You know, what used to be a downer is now an upper.
And if you reverse that again and have it coming in on the last beat of the bar 7, if that makes any sense. You would have to do that in the range sort of place.
So where would you? Oh, do you want
1, 2, 3. Do you know? It's sort of, I would have that clap coming. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would put. Hard to tell really with the not being arrangement.
Yeah, true.
So it's just looping around. It could be happening anywhere.
Yeah.
The other thing you mentioned to me when you were, I suppose some of the inspiration for this pack as well was from back in that original BT thing. You used to use a lot of stuff
Twisted
from,
textures.
the twisted textures, and you were saying, you know, you might have a sound like this, you know, that has like a whole load of stuff in it, but you might go in and just might be this that you're looking for. You know, you might just sort of, you know, and we used to take out these, wee elements and sort of throw them into different.
It's very much evident in the Atmos folder.
I'll go through the rest of these quickly and I'll head on to Atmos.
Yeah, like that Impact 13 film. You know, even filter out the low end and you just have that just big reverb and side chain that.
Yeah, so we'll do that quickly.
Yeah, so going back to the twisted textures, I used to play, you know, those tracks through, and there would just be some moments where something would happen in twisted textures and your track that were really interesting and something you would never program or think about doing. Yeah, there you go.
That's perfect for after, but that's perfect for anywhere really. You know,
Yeah.
could be dropping into a verse, could be dropping.
Could be your opener. You know, your sort of your big. Here we are. We've started.
So you're saying atmospheres.
Atmosphere, yes.
So we got two types of atmosphere. We've got atmospheres and atmos risers.
Yeah.
Atmospheres, you're thinking breakdowns, intros, breakdowns.
Yes, it's very much towards the sort of probably proggy, trancey area. You know, things where you want to create ethereal spaciness and stuff. An area that it's not going to be, if you're making Guetta style sort of house.
Yeah,
these mightn't be your bag, but if you're making, like, I would always love these as intros and sort of harps and
pads over that.
Yeah, you know. And then you know.
Let's fire that animal, just solar bass or something. Get a
delay going over that.
Delay over the.
We're getting too excited about all this now.
And again, you could filter that Atmos. So maybe if you did.
It sounds proggy, doesn't it?
Yeah, so you got the sort of idea. You can throw them in. Let's see. We'll go through some more. See what we've got.
That's something you can throw over your pads just to add a bit of craziness, weirdness.
And again, it could be a case of just taking out
one
like
section.
one wee tiny thing there for like, you know, a run up into a transition.
Yep.
Even that we.
Yep.
know,
You just got.
You can nick them out and sort of fire them in.
So just create atmosphere, create textures.
Yeah, one of the things if you're making deep house as well, just having something like this that's sort of airy, really up in the high register, almost like if you think of a lot of the old classic samples and stuff, they have vinyl noise on them and a bit of hiss or something, and that to me creates an atmosphere that you don't get in a lot of tunes. A lot of sort of New York house producers and that sort of deep house thing are sort of going back to either using sort of added vinyl noise or some form of, I think some people have used sort of outdoor type noises or, you know, just any sort of atmosphere that sort of
build. Yeah. So that you can strip away all the low frequencies and have even like a slightly different effect. And then if you get ultimate drums, a big solid proggy kick in.
Those drums aren't very good.
Well, they're not. I mean, they're made out of impacts and stuff.
Bit of heartbeat,
you know, tension.
And like these can obviously be used for downbeat stuff, break beats,
yeah,
chill
trip
out,
hop,
whatever as well.
People still make trip hop.
I can just imagine, you know, big sort of pads over the top of that. Get an Anna on the go.
And I genuinely am not being funny here, but I think the two of us are sitting here feeling pretty inspired to, if we did this, and you know, it's triggering ideas, you know.
Yeah, it's having sort of just create an atmosphere, isn't it? You know, creating an atmosphere in a track can get you a long way towards.
It's where I would kind of start, you know, trying to get a feeling going, you know.
Let's see. Big pads here.
And they all should be in C as well.
Hopefully.
Can I take a copy of this home?
There you go.
And that is literally the pack playing with one pad, and instantly that sounds like a mega
big intro. You can imagine that just building up,
and then
sort of a riff.
Boom, ba-dum, dum. You know, your big kick in your bass.
It's actually one of the things that when you're listening to a lot of demos from guys in the forums that are starting off, they don't use a lot of effects. There's not a lot of effects in there, and I'm not saying just go blam over a whole lot of effects. They have to be subtly mixed and stuff, but just having that bit of ear candy, it really takes you from, you know, one step to a different step. You know, people that use effects well, you know, got these wee subtle builds and all that sort of stuff.
You can ask Robbie, when we first started out producing, loads of people said, "Oh, your production is amazing," and I knew exactly it was effects that I had loads of effects going on, and
ear candy left and right, speakers panning, and just all those wee.
And that's what people say. Oh, the production is amazing. That's what they talk about.
It's the stuff when we sit with a pair of headphones on.
Yeah.
And maybe have a wee smoke or something, and you're just lying back on the sofa. It's all those wee intricate.
That just spiral out of control.
Yeah.
Phil,
not that I condone any of that there, but
back out of that conversation.
Yeah.
Flick through the Atmos. I think then what we'll do. We'll stop after this, and then maybe throw in some construction kits over.
Yeah, we'll get we'll build a quick track for you, and then we'll throw maybe a
construction kit and let you see how those work. And we can maybe use then one of the Atmos risers from the pack in that next video. I love this one.
Expect like a big African.
What am I doing? I don't know. know. You're converting audio to MIDI.
I didn't mean to do that. That's pretty cool.
And make some big prog records now. Big 12-minute epics.
Yeah. Well, Sasha classics.
Guys, thank you very much for watching. In the next one, we'll go through some more of the sort of the drops are really good, the crashes, and some of the construction kits.
Yep, cool. Okay.